2013 is when Barbara was last seen in her green four-door 1997 Volvo.
This case has left law enforcement dumbfounded as Barbara seemingly left on a routine drive and vanished without a trace.
Adventures with Purpose is back in town to follow up on a rumor that might just crack the case.
Barbara Stoffer goes missing 2013, and this is a case that we have been working for over 4 years now. It's not our first time here. Byron's been with me before off camera. I've been here 3 or 4 other times, and I'm going to bring you into the map as to places that we've searched, but I have a new game plan today. Now, when we're talking about Barbara, if you've not watched the other episodes, I'm going to link them down below, but a few things that you have to know about her. She's old, and she loves the river. She comes to the river almost every single day, and before she went missing, she actually was out here at the park and drove off of the embankment, and she had to have her car pulled off of the rocks. Is this a case of I'm going to go ahead and drive in the river, or is this a case of I'm old, I hit the gas instead of the brake, and I accidentally ended up in the rocks? And we have a lot of river around here because we are dealing with the Mississippi River. But let me bring you into like all the locations that we have been searching before for her. So here's New Madrid and then Howardville. And so she's Howardville, and then she likes to take a daily drive because her and her sister have owned farmland out here like forever. So she does this little loop that she comes over on Highway D, she loops around to Pharma, she loops back around. So all of this has been her area, but she also takes drives out to the ferry crossing over here. So we have gone all the way out to the ferry crossing. We've checked this location.
Really shallow there.
No, this one's really deep.
Oh, okay.
You never did this one with me.
Okay.
Where you ended up with me was we came back over here and we ended up going north of town here. This is the one by the railroad tracks that we ended up searching this one. Yep. And then you had some railroad tracks over here that we ended up searching. That one never made it onto any video. Sometimes we do a lot of searching, not on camera all the time. Now in other times I've been here, we've searched all of these roads, Highway D and HH and all the roads, because there's a lot of canal crossings. So if you zoom in on these, see how you have the canal that runs north and south here? Right. And so we've checked a lot of those locations.
How deep are those canals?
They weren't very deep. They were only, deep enough. Some of them were 7 feet, some of them were only 3 feet by the time we got into them. The one thing that I've been interested in many times as we continue to upgrade our sonar equipment is that we come back to this boat ramp that we're at right now. And the reason why I come back to this boat ramp is because in the past, in our early days of scanning, there was like, okay, there's something that's out here. But as our sonar gets better and better, we've finally been able to identify that it's a root ball on the end of a tree, and that's what's out here. About 1.5 years ago, and I'll see if we can pull this article up that we'll put in the video for you guys right now, but about 1.5 years ago, there was a big Barbara's been found. A vehicle was down here. Oh. And so the water levels are actually really low right now. Yeah. And a vehicle was found down here. Ah. But the vehicle is actually even older than Barbara's vehicle that had gone missing. So Barbara's vehicle is a 1993 green Volvo. We've received some information from another search team, and we came out with them once before. We did some recording, but we never released a video on it. He sent me a picture one time that said, I found a vehicle at this location. Now, and he's like, I want you to come check it out. So he never ended up diving on it, but this one there's a road here that comes down, and then if you look really close, the road ends up coming down along all of this through here. Right. We got some really bad service here, but if you scan in there a little bit, you can see that there's a dirt road that's in there. Oh, yeah. Now, so the vehicle that he spotted, the river is flowing this direction, and he spotted something right about here. Now there's a big embankment like this for where we're going to go search it, which is you really have to be sailing something off of there in order to get a vehicle in there. Yeah. Now, not every sonar team that sends me a picture does it look like a car. However, in my opinion, what he sent me looked like a vehicle from what I saw, but he only had one image that he was able to share with me. And when I came out, we were in his boat and I was not able to find it. Neither one of us could find it. So I definitely want to check that location out. There's another location that I've really been interested in is we came up here and we've searched this location because you could drive off into here. Mm-hmm. But in our previous times that we've been here, it's been really muddy through here. There's these little mud trails that come down through here. But there's the opportunity that absolutely you could drive a vehicle down a Volvo off and into the water here. Now, the reason why I'm really interested in this is because there's also a rumor and a story. Now, normally we don't take on foul play cases. However, the rumor goes is that this gentleman is now passed away, but this is a gentleman that she would help or that would work for him from time to time. And so there's always been speculation whether he might have been involved or not.
Right, I heard about that.
So could he have put her in the water here? But in my opinion, if you're going to put a vehicle in the water, you're going to put it in the Mississippi River.
Sure.
This is something that could dry up and the vehicle could be spotted.
What's this body of water right here? That's almost like a pond
This
or
is-
overfill.
It is nothing that we can even get to.
Yeah, I see that right there.
Yeah, but yeah, you're not getting into that one.
Okay.
And you have to drive around, like it's a big drive to actually get around there. You have to come all the way down this road, and then you have to weave in
Oh yeah, the canal
through
separates
all of
it.
that. Yep. So I think what I want to do is I want to, just on our way up to this location, I want to clear this one right off the bat, and then jump up to this location. If we don't find a vehicle here, then Kate and I will continue to scan the rest of this along the river here.
Okay.
After that, I'm kind of out of like, where could she be?
Okay.
Now the good news is the water level is actually down another 10 to 15 feet from when we were here last time, which means that the scanning is going to be even better for us today, because the lower the water is, we don't have to read the sonar as deep, because when you're reading deeper, your object is going to be smaller for us to actually spot, because we have to then expand the depth in which we're looking, and so it changes all of that on our sonar.
Right.
So that is our plan of attack.
Bring her home.
For families who have all but given up on finding their loved ones, this team is a last hope. Civilian divers cracking cold cases for free.
So coming up on the right, where that little berm is at, that's where the that overflow lake is that Byron was asking about. From what I remember, also up here, it was either a ton of fish or it was Asian jumping carp fish. I can't remember if that was this location or not. Yeah, we're not deep enough in here.
I wonder if they have the same amount of like, in Shreveport, that one slough we went down, where the dirt and the mud gets washed in and out every year.
It doesn't look like it does, because this looks fairly solid, but we'll run as far as we can right here. Like I said, this has always been an area of interest for me, so I want to make sure we knock it off as long as we still have the ability to get up here. Yeah, I'm gonna say no go to this. Way too shallow. Oh yeah, see, all this is empty and dry too. Yeah, last time I was in here, it was probably 20, 25 feet deep in here. Yeah, now we're just bottoming out. So you can see all the bottom right there. All right, well, that one's clear.
That's high tech right there. Look at those 3D graphics. Wow.
Wow. 3D. Minecraft. Mind blown. So this cove right here is where I'm going to start scanning at. See where the tall trees go to the short trees? Up there about 400 yards. That's where we're. That's where the opening is at.
Old boat ramp, it looks like.
No, what these here are, I actually watched a thing on Discovery Channel or something about it. It's really cool, but they lay all of this, it's on a big boat, and it's all cement, and it rolls off into the river, and they use it to shore up the banks here. And so all of this here, that's all that concrete that you see there, laid down through the entire river here. And they go out on the boats for like 12 weeks at a time, and then they get like 3 or 4 days off, or maybe even a week, and then they head back out again. And so what's nice about it is we don't have any silt sediment buildup, so if the car is out here on it, we should be able to find it just fine.
Since they do it quite often, is there a good chance that her car might have, you know, they might have put it on top of it?
No, because like this has been here for a good 20 or 30 years is my guess. Yeah, we're definitely getting a lot better readings than last time we were here. So I'm happy about that. So this we'll want to double check right here. So let's go check that out. I don't think it's sticking up enough, but maybe. So there's something there, and it's only 2 feet tall though. Doesn't appear to be tall. But I could see why we were focused on it last time. Oh wait, maybe. Let's see. Look at it on live there.
That looks like a truck.
And take a look at this. See, that's what we're seeing, how it stair steps down, which is like how that's kind of like sunken in also. So it looks like that sunk in and then it slid down on top of the other. That's what that is. But I could absolutely see how you might think that this might be a vehicle.
Oh yeah, right there, look at that. Look on live. It looks like steps right there.
So I'm gonna rule that one out now. But let's keep running up to the spot up there. I mean, 2 things. 1, I'm glad that we ruled that out, but 2, I'm not happy that it wasn't Barbara's vehicle.
Do you know if Barbara has any close family, relatives, friends, or anything?
I do believe that her sister has since passed away, and they had no living heirs after that, from what I recall. So here's the opening right there. You can kind of see a little break in the trees. And so we want to check this as a back eddy here. So in my opinion, if a vehicle comes in, it's hit this back eddy, it's going to be upstream here, 50 to 100 feet. See, now I'm off the gas completely, and it's pushing us upriver. But I just don't feel like you come across all those rocks either. So now then let's scan, just add a little bit more on this, and then let's go run this for another mile or 2 along that road, and then we'll head back towards the boat ramp with the river being low. It's never been this low since I've been here, so we'll scan again out from the boat ramp because the water level's been 50 plus feet out there before, and if it's down at around 30, it'll give me a lot better readings on this trip as well. Plus the sands, you know, there's a lot of sand out here as well that'll move and bury something and unbury it at times. So we'll double check our work out here as well. I'll tell you who else has been out here that I really, you know, have respected through the years, and I know that their work is good. And that is Tammy and Dennis Waters. Dennis has since passed away, but when Barbara first went missing, he came out and he scanned for her as well, and he never found her either. So I don't think she's going to be at the boat ramp, but like I said, we'll double check at the boat ramp in the event that we don't find her up here. Yeah, actually, so we're along the river now, or the road. I think we're too far off of it. Like I said, I don't think you're getting a car down through there. If you see all the tree debris and all the rocks and everything, like that, a car just traveling on the road up there is not going to have an accident into the river at this location on a dirt road.
Anywhere it gets close to the road, like even for a little bit, like a pull off or?
I mean, the guy would have to walk a long ways home if it was him doing that.
What's the story with that? Like, he just did work for her or what? Like what?
Yeah, just like as a helper, caregiver. I mean, that's a story.
So with the angle of it being foul play,
Yeah.
every case we work with, whenever we deal with like family, friends or whatnot, it's like whenever someone goes missing, they jump straight to foul play because no one would ever suspect like their loved one or a friend or whatnot to do it themselves or,
Well,
you know,
not-
have an accident. So
But not necessarily. With this one, it's deemed more an accident right out of the gate, in my opinion, because of the fact that she drove off of the parking lot on her own. She got stuck on the rocks. She's always at the river. So could she have ended up at the other one, you know, where the ferry's at? Could she have ended up at one of these other two? Could have been, you know, she takes these drives every single day. Could she end up, you know, off the road in a ditch? Absolutely. Foul play, always possible. I mean, you hear these cases all the time of like, well, somebody's just, you know, whether it's over $20 or $80 or felt like they were owed, or hey, nobody's going to miss this lady if I beat her to death and take her money. You never know what people are thinking. So there's the island in front of us. We're going to the left past those rocks, and there's supposed to be like a little cutout there. For the very end of the road is what it is. And it looks like there might be some access down into the water right there, so we'll check that. Oh, it's getting shallow here. We just got a bunch of debris here. Yeah, like look at the ripples that cut across here. Like, how shallow does it get right here? See that? Like, I feel like we're gonna bottom out. I'm gonna go around it. That's crazy, this far out in the river.
yeah, especially with the amount of water that comes through this place, you'd think this would not be here for long.
Look how you can actually see it drop there also. You see that? You see a difference in elevation in the river. Well, and then you got this sandbar coming out into the water here. But I think where we're going is where that sand is at on the left there. Yeah, see, we can't get to it. It's where those rocks, oh, yeah. Here, we just bottom out on the sand here. So where those rocks are at is where the end of it is at. You know what, let's try to go on the left around this little island here. See if we can get to the rest of it.
Yeah, the road kind of just ends right there.
It's 22 feet deep right here.
22?
Yeah, but the river's flowing that way, and where that log is at laying down, that's where the end of the road is at.
Oh, right
So
there?
it wouldn't be up here. And so then you're just dealing with, it's all shallow right there.
It's kind of crazy. That's 22 feet out there.
Yeah, well, it just all packed all the sand up like this, created that little hole. All right, well then let's head back down. It's like, I don't know, we're like 5 miles upriver now. So let's head back down to the boat ramp, scan that, and fingers crossed we can find her there.
That's it? Just rechecking the boat ramp?
That's it, yeah, I mean.
Where else could she have gone? It doesn't seem like there's really anywhere.
Oh, son of a, oh, that went sideways. Oh. Don't try to hold the boat still with that leg. All right, so what we're dealing with here, so that some of you guys don't know, my wife didn't want me to tell you guys, but I had a really bad wreck because I'm coming up on 50, but I still think I'm 14, and in my mind, I can still do wheelies. But when I tried to do a wheelie, it didn't go so well. And so the bike went up like this, and then it went like this, and then my foot went way out like that, and then my knee went way back like that, and my ankle went like that. and my MCL and my ACL is torn. Might have to have surgery, but evidently standing on uneven ground and trying to hold the boat at the same time with that leg is not a good idea.
You okay?
No, it hurts like a, oh, that's not done that in weeks like that. I've been babying it a lot. So even though I have scanned this entire bank, there's like a camping, parking, picnic area spot, and then we're gonna scan all the way down to the boat ramp. And the reason why I'm doing it again is because at this location, it doesn't have like that concrete that we had up above. And so with changing waters and tides and everything, especially with the water being even lower, we just wanna continue to check, double check, and triple check everything. See what we can come up with. Like, look at that, that just drops off right there. Last times we've been here though, this barge here has been down further. And so we'll be able to scan where this barge has been sitting over the top of it, down past this pier. No, not quite.
Do you think it's great in there?
Getting some really good readings tonight. Just not finding what I need though. There's that root ball that we've seen in the past. I'll show you. Got my camera here. So right there is what we've seen in the past.
What do you think happened to Barbara?
No idea. No idea what happened to Barbara. But I do think that this is going to be the last time that we search for her unless some other clues come to be, because I just don't have any other locations, you know, with bringing in, you know, you figure when we started looking for her, I think it was on our very first trip that we ever took with AWP. And as I mentioned earlier, you know, each time we get new equipment or we learn something new, we come back to this case just to one, double check our work or follow up on an additional tip or lead that we didn't have before. Now that we know that that's nothing more than concrete and we ruled that out, I've got nothing else to go on at this point. So the only thing I can say is, you know, if you happen to be in the New Madrid, Howardville, is it Howardville area, and you happen to have a boat and you happen to have sonar, make sure you're turning that sonar on. Do everything you can to help us look for Barbara. Other than that, we do appreciate you being here on this entire, you know, search over the last 4 years looking for Barbara. Other than that, the only thing we can ask of you is please make sure that you do subscribe. Every view helps us, so that way we can come out here and do these searches free of charge for family and law enforcement. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye-bye.